مشاهدينا الكرام، أهلا وسهلا فيكم بحلقة جديدة من ضيف اليوم. حلقتنا اليوم عن الطب البديل. رح نناقش مع المختصة بمجال الطب البديل الإصابات، الوقاية، العلاج باستخدام الطب البديل. برحب بضيفتي اليوم باميلا باخيت. Welcome Pamela.
Hello, thank you.
Hi, Pamela. Well, I believe that you have bachelor degree of arts in psychology. At the same time, you have diploma in homeopathic medicine and health sciences, and you're certified in Bowen treatment or therapy. So, okay, how did you get all these three together, and why?
So I started at York University, and I was really lost. I didn't know where I wanted, what I wanted to study. So I landed in psychology, and it really just connected with me. Shortly after that, after I graduated, I didn't like the way psychologists treated their clients. So I really was looking for a different alternative way to treat people who have mental health issues. So I went ahead and I did a little. Sorry?
What exactly you didn't like, and psychology treating patients?
The medicines mainly, they are extremely harmful to a patient, and a lot of people don't realize that over time, there's really harmful side effects to these medicines. So I always thought that there was something else out there that could easily treat a patient and with less harmful symptoms.
Okay, while we're talking about mental health, well, right now during the COVID, we realized lots of issues, right? And actually, friends of mine as well, they were severely treated with lots of medication, and they were suffering from the medication itself, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. So what do you suggest? Because you're talking about something alternatives. So yes. It just, they need help, and they've been calling me actually, and I'm not a doctor, I cannot advise them, but they know that we're in contact with you guys with, different people, let's say, or specialized people. So they try to seek help through us. So if you just give us some, advice.
Sure. So when it comes to treating with homeopathy, the main thing is that there are no symptoms, there's no side effects from our use of remedies.
Before we talk about the symptoms and the side effects, what is homeopathy? So
sure. So homeopathy is a 200-year-old system of natural medicine that uses
Okay, it seems we are disconnected. Let's have a break. After the break, we'll have Pamela with us.
أهلا وسهلا بكم مع عرب كندا نيوز. أخيرا الحلم انطلق، معكم بالأخبار العاجلة والأخبار المرئية والمسموعة، معكم من كل جميع أنحاء العالم أولا بأول، لنزودكم بالخدمة الإخبارية المتميزة والحصرية. تابعونا. أهلا وسهلا بكم مع عرب كندا نيوز. أخيرا الحلم انطلق، معكم بالأخبار العاجلة والأخبار المرئية والمسموعة، معكم من كل جميع أنحاء العالم أولا بأول، لنزودكم بالخدمة الإخبارية المتميزة والحصرية. تابعونا.
Welcome back, Bamila.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so we're gonna go back to what is homeopathy, if you can, we're starting over.
Sure. So homeopathy is a 200-year-old system of natural medicine that uses highly diluted doses of substances that stimulate the body's own healing mechanism to promote health. The use of homeopathic remedies is based on the discovery of natural substances that are capable of helping a patient to feel their absolute best. We use a system that's known as the law of similars, which is likes cure like. So an example of this would be like cutting a red onion. When you're cutting a red onion, you produce runny nose, burning of the eyes, watery eyes, maybe itching, maybe some sneezing. You would actually, to cure these, to help these symptoms go away, you would take allium cepa, which is actually the red onion remedy, which is highly diluted, and it would be able to help those symptoms to go away.
Okay, so is it it's like, can we treat it as a treatment? Is it a treatment, or how do you identify it?
So to identify any sort of issue in a client, it would be coming in to have a consultation, or having a consultation over the phone with me, and we would just talk. And I would just figure out what it is that's going on with you. You can tell me that you're having a lot of headaches, or you just don't feel well, or you're very tired all the time. And we would basically sit down and just chat about everything holistically. So I'm treating you from head to toe, inside and out. I'm treating you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And it's completely safe for everyone to use.
So it's like you use word treating. So is that something we can use here?
Yeah, so when I'm treating a client with a remedy, that's okay, but I wouldn't say that I could treat a specific disease.
Okay, so do the remedies treat symptoms?
Yes, they can treat many symptoms. They can treat anything from allergies to shingles, regardless of whether the origin is physical, mental, or emotional.
Okay, what about diseases like Parkinson's, cancer, and
So,
yeah.
right, so remedies are known to help those clients who have those diseases. And these are very chronic diseases as well. And the remedies are known to help them with those symptoms that they're dealing with.
Okay. We've seen, lots of weight loss has been treated with herbal stuff. Is that something goes under homeopathy, or
Weight loss?
weight loss.
So weight loss is, most of the time, it is from people who have emotional background where, they're just not feeling well. They have anxiety and depression. They can't get off the couch, just things like that. So a lot of the times, if we do see a client with weight loss issues, we would sit them down, talk to them for like maybe 2 hours and maybe more, and really find out the core meaning as to why it is that they are unable to lose weight. So I don't want you to mix up the remedies with herbal ways of treating, because herbal is Chinese medicine, whereas remedies, homeopathic remedies, are used during homeopathy. So when you come to me, I'm prescribing you a homeopathic remedy instead of a herbal medicine.
Okay, but they are both natural, right?
Yes,
So
but they're not the same thing.
Okay, do they come like in pills and capsules like we see, liquid, or how do they come?
So you can pick up the small little pellets for the homeopathic remedies. They're basically small little balls. I've also seen them in liquid form. There's other companies that do develop them for babies, for teething, for colic issues, in liquid form, just so it's easy for them to swallow and to administer.
Okay, so are they safe on health, on babies, on adults, youth?
Yeah, they are extremely safe because the dilution process renders them non-toxic. And they are safe for everyone, including people who are pregnant or breastfeeding, people of all ages. In fact, the non-toxic nature of these remedies makes the manufacturing process safe for the environment as well.
Okay, how about the amounts of, it's like how much to give the client? How do you know the dosage, how it goes? When we go to have Tylenol, when I have headache, it's like, okay, for me, it's like adult, you take 2 extra strength Tylenol and you're good. That's what they say, right? And here in this field, how do you prescribe? Based on what? How do you do it? You sit with the client, you talk to them, and based on what they tell you, how do you measure?
So depending on where the client is when they come to see me, in terms of like they're emotional, or if they're stuck sort of in the physical area where their symptoms are mainly physical, like, oh, I always have pains in my body, that would lead me to the correct potency and the correct dilution. So we prepare the remedies by succussing very diluted remedies by using the plants, minerals, and animals. And basically, we repeatedly dilute them and we succuss them, which basically just means that we shake it really vigorously. And then we use potentization, which is the process of the homeopathic remedies.
Okay, do you do any blood work prior to prescribing your treatment or your remedies?
Unfortunately, as a homeopath, I'm not allowed to send you for blood work, but I do have clients that can bring them in, and I can use them to help figure out the most perfect remedy that would fit.
But how do you diagnose, first of all? Sometimes we have similar symptoms to different diseases or illness. So in this case, if you're not doing the blood work, so how can you decide the cause of the problem?
So basically, it's through the initial consultation, which is where you sit down and you tell me absolutely everything, everything that you can remember. So as far back as you can go, when you started having these symptoms, when you started to really feel that you needed help, and your hobbies, your likes, your dislikes, how you feel mentally, emotionally, physically, daily. I take everything into consideration to find that very perfect remedy to give to you.
But don't you think the percentage of error is high in this case?
No, because I believe that homeopathy is highly individualized, and it has to be for it to work. If you and I have a headache, me and you would experience that headache differently, which would lead to a different remedy.
Okay, let's go to the COVID, because this is the topic of the day. So off air, you mentioned that you use some kind of I'm not going to call it medication. I don't know what is it exactly. You're going to correct me. So I'll say it medication to prevent, as a preventive kind of supplement. And then you have some other forms as a treatment. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you have, please?
So with anybody who is experiencing symptoms from COVID, of course, you need to follow what the government has said. But with me, I can prescribe to you a remedy, and basically it would help to prevent those symptoms from appearing. And if you do have those symptoms, it would help to really to help them to not last as long.
Okay, have you treated anybody? Have you seen anyone used whatever you prescribe?
Yeah, so with the use of the remedies, we've seen less spreading in a household. So if somebody does test positive for COVID-19, the other family members did not catch it, which is a huge plus because it's highly, highly contagious. And as well as the people who did have COVID-19 and they had very strong symptoms, they were less severe on a remedy.
Okay. And how many people you've treated or they've been using your remedies? From your
quite
experience.
A few. I mean, I recently had a baby, so I wasn't able to treat within the first year of, first half of the lockdowns, I would say. She came right when everything started. So I wasn't able to see patients and I wasn't able to interact as much. And a lot of patients just didn't want to come anymore because everybody was afraid. So it wasn't too many, but the few that I did have the chance to meet with and sit down with them, they did have great results with homeopathy.
Okay, but it's like when it's the number are few, it's like we cannot take it as a standard and it's guaranteed that they're going to be cured, right? It might be just a good luck for them.
No, so the remedies do work, and they work because it's just like when you're taking an aspirin and use that for a painkiller. For many decades, scientists understood how this works, but homeopathy continues to be used successfully for over 200 years now. And it is one of the first lines of defense that people go to in other countries. So why can't it be the first line of defense here? You know what I mean? So that's something that, is a lot of people just don't know about it. And that's, why I really wanted to open up the topic of homeopathy, because it has great results. And even if there may not be a cure, I can definitely help with the way that a person might be feeling.
Okay, is it licensed here in Canada?
So I do have the College of Homeopathy, which does protect all of the clients that use homeopathy. It is like we are registered, and but like some insurance companies, they do insure homeopathy, but I think you have to request it.
Okay, how about the treatment itself or the supplement, whatever you call it? Do they have to pass certain regulations, or how it comes to the country?
So they've been around for so long, and I think because they are so highly diluted, that it's okay to use, like for anybody. That's why you can just go and pick it up. It's not like you absolutely need like a prescription or anything like that. But I always recommend, as a homeopath, do not take remedies without a homeopath recommending that you take it.
Okay, so can we so it's like we conclude that we can accelerate the healing of COVID by using some of the what do you call it, supplement, or what do you call it, your remedies? So can we, would that work?
Maybe not accelerate, but definitely help. Just to help the person feel better a little quicker, instead of it maybe having those post COVID effects lasting 3 weeks, maybe longer. This way it would just help lessen that just a little bit.
Okay, let's go to Bowen therapy, which is something you're certified in. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah. So Bowen is a technique in of the body, which is a manipulation therapy that uses very gentle pressure to stimulate the brain and to reboot the body. So basically, I just use my thumbs and my fingers on precise points to perform the Bowen techniques. And it's a rolling type move that activates the nerve bundles below the muscles and the soft tissue of the body to allow the body to heal, instead of you constantly taking painkillers or just always being stuck and dealing with the pain.
Okay, again, so how do you diagnose whether you're going to use this technique or this therapy or not? Just in case if there is injury, let's say, is there a chance that you're touching the muscles while you should not, let's say, certain areas? Is there anything you base before you start the treatment, is there anything you have to do, any measures to take, before touching the patient or the client body?
Mm-hmm. Of course. So with anything, whenever you come to see me, there's a very large, very long booklet that you have to fill out to tell me everything about your past, if you've had any prior injuries, if you've had any surgeries. This way I know where to start. But usually the patient just tells me the main thing that's bothering them. And if it would be neck pain or constant shoulder pain or constant wrist pain, I can deal with that. And then as things arise, new things open up, and we can deal with that as they come about.
Okay, how your psychology skills, let's say, or because you have a bachelor degree, so help you in treating your clients?
So what I learned in psychology was just mostly how the human is, right? So when I get to sit down with a person, it's not only that I'm listening to what they have to say, I'm watching your body language, I'm watching your facial expressions, and that's all things that I learned in psychology is how do you deal with these things. And then I was also able to learn about how really sensitive patients or clients can be, because especially if they're dealing with something as severe as depression and anxiety, you really have to just take a step back and allow the client to tell you what's going on.
Okay, back to the COVID and the vaccine. So what do you think of the vaccine?
So I actually did take the vaccine, even though I do also use my homeopathy as well. I decided to take the vaccine just to help do my part for the country. I'd really like things to get back to normal. And, if, an extra person taking it, a healthy person taking it, this way I can have a real good experience to tell my clients. how it felt taking it, and if there was any sort of side effects or anything like that. This way they have a better view as to what they want to take, if they do want to take it or not.
I think we lost it, so we'll go on a break and come back shortly.
Okay.
أهلا وسهلا بكم مع عرب كندا نيوز. أخيرا الحلم انطلق، معكم بالأخبار العاجلة والأخبار المرئية والمسموعة، معكم من كل جميع أنحاء العالم أولا بأول، لنزودكم بالخدمة الإخبارية المتميزة والحصرية. تابعونا.
Welcome back, Pamela. It seems we lost you again.
Oh,
Okay. We were talking about the vaccine. So you encourage people to take the vaccine. You yourself already took it. And you were saying if the person is healthy, doesn't have any issues, well, you highly recommend to take the vaccine. Right?
I mean, it's to each their own. It is just like taking any other vaccine. I am fully vaccinated, and I am a natural practitioner. So I know that there's natural practitioners who really don't like vaccines. They don't like taking them. And you know what, from my perspective, the vaccine was not even that bad to take. And if you want to go get it, talk to your doctor, and you can make a decision for yourself, or you can talk to your homeopath, whatever, and you can decide for yourself.
Pamela, well, you're a busy mother. That's what we heard now, and congratulations for having the baby. This is your first baby?
Second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're keeping you, well, your plate is full. And you're busy. So is there anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to tell us before we conclude?
Yes. So there's the 10 reasons to use homeopathy. It works by stimulating the body's own defense mechanism to promote health and to resist infection and susceptibility to disease. It promotes health and well-being. It is effective when used correctly. Homeopathy can be extremely effective, and it provides long-lasting relief from many acute and chronic conditions. There are no harmful side effects. There's no dependency or addiction or withdrawal. It is cost-effective. They are not very expensive. It is fast-acting, especially when you get the right remedy. It is not tested on animals. It's complementary medicine, so it can be used independently or with conventional medicine, and it's environmentally friendly, and it is the medicine of the future. Homeopathy is widely used around the world. It is available in many countries and is gaining popularity. So,
okay, while it has all these features, I wonder why it's not regulated, well, as a treatment by the government. And why you're not pushing for that while you're licensed here, right? You're taking your license here in Canada. So why the remedies are not regulated?
You know what? As homeopaths, we are pushing to be regulated, and we just really need to be seen as, a little different. We need, what's the word I'm looking for? Lobbying. We need lobbying. And as long as we can get that, and if we get more attention to homeopathy, we can probably get regulated sooner. I know that the whole community of my homeopaths, all my friends and colleagues, they are really pushing the same thing. We just need a lot more people to not only give it a try, but to understand it, because there's so much misunderstanding around it. And it's either, it doesn't work, or it's hocus pocus, or it's not really medicine, because it's so highly diluted. So there's always, backlash coming. Even, for conventional medicine, there's backlash. But, there's also positivity around it as well. So the more people know, the more people can decide for themselves if they'd like to give it a try.
Okay. Pamela, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Up until next time, we'll have a new guest with ضيف اليوم. شكرا جزيلا للمتابعة.
أهلا وسهلا بكم مع عرب كندا نيوز. أخيرا الحلم انطلق، معكم بالأخبار العاجلة والأخبار المرئية والمسموعة، معكم من كل جميع أنحاء العالم أولا بأول، لنزودكم بالخدمة الإخبارية المتميزة والحصرية. تابعونا.